don't know whether that was a bit too whatever. Don't know whether I should have said it, but I did. I was saying about well, I said to someone religious that I'd been looking into what synthetic engine oil was, and it's literally oil that's modified. Modify the molecules to make them all the same, and it just flows better and lubricates better. My car takes semi-synthetic, which is a mixture of old type mineral oil and synthetic oil. How do they do it? Well, they literally manipulate the molecules. I think they use a catalyst, is it? Or is it? I can't remember. But they modify the molecules to make them uniform. And I said eventually, what was it? They'll be able to manufacture oil like that by making it molecule by molecule, adding atom to atom, with something like a 3D printer, to make completely synthetic oil, so we won't run out of oil. I don't know how fast production will be, but no doubt they'll make it faster. That's one way of doing it, isn't it? With like a 3D printer. And then I said to the same bloke, a religious bloke, I can't remember whether I said this, eventually they'll make people like that. They won't clone them, they'll just make perfect human beings, atom by atom, molecule by molecule. I better not say whether it's what sort of theory it's kind of like, but they'll make perfect people with perfect mental health, perfect muscles, perfect this, perfect that. They'll be able to tailor them to what they want them to be like. Is that playing God? Well, I don't know. We'll get that far. Oh, and I was also saying, yeah, we'll be able to put flesh back on bones, bring corpses back to life, because we'll be able to do that if we get the technology. We will get there eventually, and it's in the Bible, isn't it? Whosoever believeth in me shall have eternal life. Yeah, well, we will get there if we believe. In some religions, I won't name them, once you reach a certain level, you're actually the same as the original. Well, the God, their God. Because we will get there. We'll be godlike. We're getting there. Is that arrogant? Is that insensitive? I don't know what to say. I don't know how to put it without. I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, that's how I see it. Is that the future? Is it a Frankenstein future? Well, things we do now would have been seen as very strange and possibly offensive 100 years ago. I mean, I know that for a fact because I spent my childhood with me. Well, most of my grandparents were born in roughly around about 1896, 7 or 8, 95. So my grandmother that I spent most of my childhood with will be 127 in December. So I do kind of have an insight into this and what's offensive and what isn't, because they used to have birching, hanging and flogging then. Did some people enjoy being in front of the whole town? Possibly. I don't think that's why they banned it. No, it was seen as barbaric. Some things are now, but they won't ban them. But in different countries, different ways, different sort of levels of development. If it is development, I don't know, because some things make people unhappy and can cause a lot of problems, but eventually it should be all ironed out, hopefully. I would think, if you want a positive view, yeah, they'll sort it all. People won't have problems they do now, because they'll iron them out, and it would be impossible for them to have them if they make them like that. Is that, well, they didn't like Charles Darwin originally, did they? No, you can't say that, that's wrong, that's completely against what we believe, but in the end a lot of people believe in the theory of evolution, which is possibly going to become extinct if it goes like the way I'm predicting. But yeah, apparently wasn't he going to be hung or murdered or whatever by some extremists who still won't listen to him, but apparently there are still people who believe the earth is flat. I don't know. There's some people who say the moon landings were faked and things like that, but well, I'm not going to say what I believe and whether I think what I think about their sanity and stuff like that, but some people will think I'm insane. I've been diagnosed with an illness which possibly they're not sure, because I had a cycling accident. I had a massive bump on the head which would cause concussion and not psychosis. My mother had died 4 months before, which would be a trigger for illness, mental illness, but they're not sure. They gave me the injections, one cured it. I've later found it would take 3 months of injections to control it, not one. The consultant should have known, but it was a busy period I was diagnosed in, so I don't know. And well, all I know was one injection, I went to sleep for an hour, and when I woke up I was fine. I thought, that bloke knows what he's doing. So I took him religiously for at least 31 years, but now it's kind of debatable whether it was concussion which wore off while I was asleep. I never thought that until I was told years ago it would take several injections to cure me. I've recently been told it would take 3 months. So I don't know, and then I haven't had one for 3 years because they hurt now. I've got so much scar tissue, and I wouldn't say I've relapsed, because I would have relapsed within a year, and I would have caused trouble. I would have been arrested, and I haven't been. And I used to drink irresponsibly, and walk or cycle miles at the same time, which caused anxiety and caused me to sort of act stupidly and that. So that would be a contributing factor. But on top of that, I'd had so many jobs, not because I'm a bad employee. Jobs come and go, which is a bad thing now. It is bad that now. It's bad for anybody. And I got to the point where I just couldn't keep going. I couldn't restart. And after the bump on the head, I mean, I was deranged for a while, but I don't know. I don't think anybody knows really, because the mind is so complex, and I can't get an answer out of anybody. They don't want to talk about it, possibly wise, because they wouldn't take the backlash which I've had in certain places, not through my fault. It was just unfortunate, and I can take it now. Anyway, that's enough of that.